Welcome back to the Business Mentor podcast, where we dive into the inspiring journeys of entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and change makers. Today, we have a very special guest, a powerhouse in hospitality and sustainability, Farah Shammas. I've known Farah for almost 20 years, and as the managing director of St. Raphael Resort in Marina, Farah is redefining modern hospitality by blending luxury with sustainability, proving that business success and environmental consciousness can go hand in hand. With a deep passion for innovation, leadership, veganism, and making a positive impact, she has spearheaded initiatives that elevate guest experiences while championing green practices in the industry. In this episode, we'll explore Farah's journey, her challenges, achievements, and the vision that drives her. From running a world-class resort to advocating for a more sustainable future, her insights will inspire anyone looking to make a difference in their field. Get ready for an engaging conversation filled with wisdom, leadership lessons, and insights on the future of hospitality in Cyprus and beyond. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Business Mentor podcast. So good to see you.
So nice to see you.
Your journey in hospitality is very unique. I think you started at a very young age. You're leading the St. Raphael Resort, amongst many other things which we'll touch on today. Tell us about how you got involved in hospitality and what brought you here today.
Well, the short version is that it's a family business, and that's how I ended up in it. But I love it. So sometimes I do question myself and say, well, if my grandfather hadn't have decided to invest in a hotel and build the hotel that we're in now here, would I have gone into it? Yeah, I think I'd still be in this industry. I love it. I really do. So I feel very blessed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the longer version is I grew up, I'm a child of a mixed background. I have British, Lebanese parents, so mixed. Grew up in between England, mainly in the UK, and a bit in Cyprus. I would say Cyprus was always my home, but I was mainly educated in the south of England at boarding school, and then I went to university in the UK. And yeah, I just think, I always wanted to get into business. I always loved hotels, always wanted to live in Cyprus. Was blessed. I did my master's in tourism marketing. I love marketing, and that is my background. And I
haven't noticed.
And I moved back to Cyprus as soon as I finished my degrees. And my dad was like, well, if you want to start from the bottom and make your way up. So I started as a sales executive.
Amazing.
And I loved it. And 23 years on, I'm here, managing director of St. Raphael Resort in Marina, and still loving every moment.
So your grandfather built the hotel?
Yes.
What year are we talking?
Well, the Marina opened in 1986, and the hotel opened in June 1987.
Fantastic.
Which was amazing, yeah. So his original idea was to build this project or a similar project to this in Lebanon, but the war was still going on. He wasn't getting any younger, and he lived in Cyprus for 1 year when he moved our construction company base to Limassol. And he loved it. He just loved Cyprus. We're Greek Orthodox as well. He felt very at home here. And he wanted to invest and do something for Cyprus and for Cypriot people, which was, really nice. And my dad, literally was the engineer on site building this project. And when it finished, was then asked to become the managing director and me here. But he wasn't, he worked, every day, but he wasn't operational, in operations. So he didn't have to be running anything at Christmas or Easter or do any of that. I think from my side, where I felt my dad working a lot, obviously, was that he was traveling. He was running businesses in Cyprus and then in the UK, because he also invested in hotels in Hampshire and the New Forest.
Okay.
And then was, and still is, working in our construction company in Lebanon, plus various other jobs.
Wow.
So he was always traveling. So as a general rule, he was away 3 weeks and home 1.
Wow.
So I always remember saving that weekends, because I was a weekly boarder as well, that one weekend a month when he'd be home or with us, and that would be with him. But I did get a lot of quality time with him growing up, so that was lovely.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I just had a great session a few weeks ago with Jesus Tzanos, who's also, his dad was founded the Tzan Hotel and grew up in the industry. And it's amazing to see the second generation is in it, and who knows for the next. I know you're balancing a lot of other responsibilities as well. What are some of the biggest lessons in leadership that you can share?
Well, I mean, George, as well. I mean, large hotels are like little villages, like a microcosm of so much going on. And you have everything. You have your food, you have spa, you have so many restaurants, the kitchen to run, you've got members, you've got banquets going on. We've got a marina, it's a port of entry, so it's like an airport. We have obviously all the guests coming, conferences. There's just so much, it doesn't stop. I think for leadership, I've found that, to stay calm as much as possible, to keep humor and to lead with compassion, to be real and to be honest. I think that's really helped me. So not to pretend that not only that you're something that you're not, but your establishment isn't. Like, where do you want to be? What do you want to be? And then show that to the world and be real. And no one is for everyone. No hotel is for everyone, no job is for everyone. I always tell our team, if you're not happy for any reason, let us know and we'll find you. We'll either solve the problem, hopefully, or we'll find you somewhere else to go. I mean, your work is 80% of your life. You've got to love it. And then if you do, that's going to shine through.
That's powerful. Being compassionate is so important, and being real. Limassol is becoming more and more competitive. I'm sure when the hotel was built, maybe there was like 5 hotels in Limassol, and now there's new towers popping up, and there's a lot of competition. So how do you stay ahead with that?
Then definitely with the towers, they're acting like mini hotels now. And the most important thing is to try and offer unique and authentic experiences. So we're very proud to be in Cyprus. We're very proud of the local heritage. And we really want people to explore that and see that. So we're not trying to keep everybody in the hotel. Even though we were the first hotel in Limassol to offer all-inclusive, and we still have that as an option. And I completely get that individuals, couples, families, and we have so many repeaters like this come and they don't want to see anything. They want to arrive here and have that quality time with their loved ones and just relax and feel pampered. And I get that. But there's other people who do want to go to local villages, see tavernas, go see some sites, go on hikes, and we're there to offer that and to make sure they get that. And I think what people forget about hospitality is we're here to solve people's problems. We're not here to exasperate them or to let people worry about anything, whether it's where they're going to eat or what they're going to do or if their kids are going to be happy. We're the problem solvers. So people arrive here and we're here just to say, you can forget about everything now and just be you and just relax and just take that time off, and anything you need, we'll sort it out for you. And that's why I'm particularly proud of our sustainability mission, also our vegan options that we offer. We're the only hotel on the island with a vegan restaurant. And that doesn't appeal only to vegans or vegetarians. That's for many people who have allergies, who want to be fit or stay healthy or not leave their 10-day vacation having gained 3 kilos. So we're there for everyone, for whatever they need. The kids are busy. We've got a beautiful kids club. We have full animation. We even have a lot of emphasis on family time because not everybody wants to just throw their kids in a kids club and not see them, for the whole day. A lot of people are like, oh, finally, we're here. We want to play polo, water polo with our kids in the pool, or we wanted to have a game of darts or whatever it might be. So we're just there to make sure that they get to relax and have that well-deserved time off.
I know veganism is very close to your heart, and we've been on a similar path there as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I know not only you created the first, because I'm sure there's going to be more, but vegan restaurant in a hotel in Cyprus, but almost 30% of your menu in the hotel is plant-based?
Is plant-based.
Amazing.
So that's the golden rule. So we have 8 restaurants in our resort. And this summer we're going to open our 9th.
Nice.
So people have lots and lots and lots of choices, whether that's street food style, of course all our buffets with international theme nights, but we've got an amazing Italian pop-up that comes up in summer. We've also got a beautiful Cypriot taverna, which is incredible. And I think more authentic now than even local village tavernas. It's really, really good. And then of course, Seashell's our vegan restaurant. But as a golden rule, of course, me being vegan and wanting to help the environment, save animals and promote healthy living, I find it so important that guests come and that they don't just have fried food and rubbish and junk food. Of course, we have that. It's there. If they want it, they can go wild. But I do want to promote just wellness. So we do wellness retreats. We have a lot of yoga going on. And we're the most sustainable hotel on the island at the moment, which is amazing. We were the first hotel to ever be certified as carbon neutral.
Oh, wow.
We didn't continue that certification, but it was there, and we invested a lot in technology and photovoltaics, but also in what we use to clean the rooms is also eco-friendly, so people won't get allergies when they're staying with us. Also, most importantly, our cleaners won't have, horrible skin conditions and breathing in harmful chemicals as they clean rooms. Of course, there are times when chemicals and other things have to be used, but on the whole, we try and be as eco-friendly as possible. And 30% of all of our menus at any of our buffet restaurants or any of our set menu a la carte restaurants is plant-based.
That's amazing.
Which is quite easy to do.
It is.
Everybody can do. I mean, pasta napoletana is.
Yeah. A bit of creativity and some ingredients that are available and some passion.
Yeah. We make the most delicious vegan pasticcio. So oven baked pasta for those who aren't used to Cypriot food. And it traditionally has bechamel sauce and minced meat in. And we have clients who are heavy meat eaters eat it and they're like, wow, this is amazing. This is the best pasticcio I've ever had. And we're like, well, actually, that's our vegan option. And it's just, really fun to watch and hopefully encourage people as well to say, wow, I enjoyed that. When I go home, I'll have a couple of meals a week that are plant-based, or I'll have a couple of days a week that are plant-based. So it's also to have new experiences when you come abroad and be inspired to live a better life.
As you said, they're in the Mediterranean. And I remember my grandfather's diet was very clean, very plant-based, legumes and,
fresh
all sorts of fruit and fresh,
exactly.
Meat was at weddings and special events. But now we've become Americanized. I think not only in the diet, but also sometimes in the thinking. And you think they were studying the Mediterranean people for years while they lived longer. And it wasn't because of fried food. It was the olive oil and the fruit and the seasonal diet.
Even the olive oil is contested about that. They're not even sure on that. But the olive oil actually is, despite the olive oil, that we've lived longer. And then some, are not sure why that is the case, but I won't go into that. But, but it's definitely the legumes, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, whole grains, and a lot of walking and moving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was touching because I was at the awards when you won the sustainability prize, and I know you were pushing and you gave a challenge to everyone. I love that. It's like one day you're all going to be eating vegan at one of these events, which makes sense when you got an award for sustainability. So dig deeper into that for me. What are some actions maybe other hotels or other restaurants can do that can drive sustainability?
Well, I think it's proven that single-handedly the most we can do to save the environment starts on our plates with our food. So the meat industry does more damage to the environment than the whole transportation industry put together. So every plane, every train, every boat, every ship, every car put together is nothing compared to the gas emitted because of the meat industry. And there's a lot to do with the transportation of even prawns, obviously beef, but it's in the methane gas produced because of the livestock being kept and the water that's needed and everything else. So if we can reduce that, first of all, it's very easy now and tech is really catching up and I think helping establishments. But if we can reduce our food waste, that's amazing. A lot of people think there's a lot of food waste from buffets, but actually sometimes you can have less food waste with a buffet than you can with set menus and with normal a la carte offerings. And the reason is because you can gauge it better. What's still on a buffet doesn't have to be wasted if you're following all the protocols, and you can repurpose that food. It's not all going in a bin. And guests, please guests, don't put extra food on your plate if you don't need to. What we do as well is we try the best we can. Obviously, it's not always possible when we're very busy, but when there are animal products left on a plate, we separate it. Animal sanctuaries, unfortunately, won't take it because they're worried about the animals and if it's contaminated. But you can use that as a hotel or a restaurant to feed strays. And in Cyprus, we have more stray cats than we do humans living here. So there are always hungry animals out there. So if you can repurpose that food, that will help a lot. Portion sizes, it's better to offer a smaller portion, even though I know we've become, as you said, very Americanized and people want to see huge portions.
A mountain on there.
But it's better to say, well, we're giving you this and we'll even give you more for free. You know, rather than have things wasted. And then the more plant-based food we can offer, not only is that healthier, but then sustainability-wise, it's doing so much. So it's very, very easy to tweak traditional recipes or recipes that restaurants love to do. For example, by not putting butter in something, using maybe an oil, by not using dairy, traditional milk, they can use alternative milks. There's some amazing soya milk, oat milks, coconut milks that are fantastic. Using more vegetables, more locally produced products that come from local markets, farmers markets. It depends on the size of the organization, but there's so much to be done. Also, obviously, there's photovoltaics and so much more we can do to reduce waste. Not printing as much paper. If you do have eco-friendly paper, and not having plastic pens being given out, trying the best you can not to have. Actually, ironically, tablecloths use up a lot of energy because we have to wash them. So it's better to have clean tables now, which are also easier to clean. There's just so many little tricks that can be done. That people can implement.
That was a really good list.
Well,
really good list.
I could go on and I kind
You've
of
thought about it quite a bit, I believe, and you've taken a lot of action around that. Can you share a time where you solved a major challenge?
Oh my goodness, I don't know if there's a day when we don't have a major challenge. I think the biggest that we face as a hotel, and not in recent times, unfortunately, but is overbooking situations and people don't understand this when they're not in the industry. They're like, how can you get overbooked? You've got 100 rooms, let's say. We have 272. That's it. That's all you can sell. But they don't understand that you allocate rooms to different tour operators, even online. You can close them, but maybe you can't close it in time. Maybe a group gets confirmed. Some people are holding rooms and they demand. So you might find yourself heavily overbooked. And I think the most that I remember ever being overbooked was about 60 rooms. And we had a
60 rooms overbooked.
Group that confirmed. And I think, I don't remember the details now. They had confirmed, then they hadn't. They said they had. They'd already taken the money. I remember it was doctors coming, so it was very professional people. They refused to go anywhere else because that was the easiest solution. They were like screaming. They were like, no, they promised this. We had all these other people arriving. And there wasn't really much to do. We were either going to have nervous breakdowns and have panic attacks or just say, okay, this is what it is and we'll solve it the best we can. So we doubled up rooms where possible. Thank goodness some people, there were some no-shows. We had other people where we literally sent them to other hotels and had upgrades, or when they came back to the hotel, we upgraded them, we upgraded their board basis. We tried to keep as much humor as possible. We tried to talk and be so honest with all the people that arrived. Some of them we managed to get to their agents or them when they were at the airport and send them immediately to another hotel so they didn't have to come and be disappointed and move somewhere else. Obviously, they only stayed in other 5-star hotels. It was really a panic day. I won't forget it. It was literally, and of course we had people like just shouting in the lobby. It was quite a difficult time. The team were all also super stressed, super unhappy, but we managed it. We did it. We even had people writing us thank you letters in the end. Everybody had a great time. Who doesn't want to be upgraded? They can go, some people we sent them, one night to another hotel. They came back and then they had free dinners for the rest of the week. A better room than they'd booked. So you just have to, keep it real, keep your humor. And my motto is, for every problem there is a solution. Whatever the problem is, there is a solution, and you just have to find it and get there.
It's about the right attitude, isn't it? With the right attitude and the right mindset, I'm going to solve this. You reminded me of my blood pressure was going up because I had a similar situation when with Dream. It was the 15th of August and Dream Trips didn't confirm the group. Time. It was 50, 60 people in Zakynthos and the hotel released the rooms. They got sold within an hour.
Yeah.
And try 15th of August, relocating 50 people. Thankfully, we had a couple of weeks to do it. But as you said, then people appreciate that. Proms are an opportunity to really showcase what you can do, how much you care, and to create a raving fan, right?
Yeah,
so there'll always be problems, but...
And there's always difficult clients. I mean, we're in this industry where we meet people from all over the world, all different backgrounds, and a lot of people get very stressed before they travel. So they arrive also ready to look and, you know, they almost want to fight. And then it's just to be like, I'm on the same side as you. How can I solve that? And then, okay, there will be difficult people that you never want to see again, but what can you do?
It's part of life.
Being
in the hospitality industry now for a good couple of decades plus, I mean, I grew up in Australia, but I've seen Cyprus in the last 25 years transform. Completely. And gastronomy and wine and hotels. What trends do you see coming up in the future? What's changing? I mean, Limassol, we can see the skyline behind us is completely changed. How do you view the next 5-10 years in Cyprus?
I think it's a very exciting time. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not afraid of change. I think we have to embrace it and move with it. And I think it's going to be fantastic. I loved the old Limassol. I loved growing up here. I loved that feeling of small houses, of no traffic, of the easy life. It was beautiful, but it's gone. And there's nothing we can do to bring that back. We've expanded. The Cypriot population has grown. And of course, we've attracted a lot of different nationalities to live here. And Limassol now is a very cosmopolitan place to live. And it's amazing and it's beautiful because of that. We have great international schools. We have great infrastructure. But we do have traffic now. We never had that growing up, and it is what it is. You avoid town in peak hours. I'm on the Limassol board. We're trying to find ways to solve it. Public transport has really improved. So we have great buses now. Hopefully people will start taking that more, and the locals will get into that mentality. It's okay to take a bus. You know, we can do it. And maybe also carpooling would be a good option. What I love about Limassol is we're not a round town, we're a very long, thin coastal town. So at any given point, you just go two minutes up and you're in a village from wherever you are, and that's amazing. And everybody is originally from a village, and we can't forget that village life. We have the old, the new to offer, and I think moving forward, we are not just a summer destination. We're not just a place people come to have a dip in the sea and get out of a cold climate. We are an amazing place. The world is getting hotter. Summer is getting warmer. And I think while we'll always have that summer rush, especially in school holidays, we have so much to offer. We're middle of February, traditionally the coldest time of year, and it's 20 degrees. I'm literally like this outside. I've been wearing t-shirts the whole winter, just with a light jean jacket or shawl. It's amazing. Best time for trekking, if people like cycling, if you like exploring the island. So we have so much more to offer than just
sun and sea.
And I think the more people get to see that, the better. I think the best time of year to come to Cyprus is in winter. The hotels are super cheap. The flights here are super affordable. And you can do so much. Shopping, gastronomy, as you said. Limassol, I know you're from Nicosia, and Nicosia has some great restaurants. I can only talk about Limassol, but Limassol has really fantastic gastronomy. We have some world-class restaurants, from names like Matsuhisa and Novikov moving here and so much more, and Namos, to amazing restaurants like our own, Golden Monkey. I can't even think of all the names, and I'm not advertising here, but just so many different restaurants that are opening all the time that you can really have just absolutely wonderful experiences. Plus, of course, local tavernas. So I think it's great to come and see Cyprus and what we have to offer. And you'll never be bored. You could be here for a month and do something new every day. And it's just fantastic. And it's affordable. We are expensive. People say, oh, it's expensive. But everywhere I travel to, we're living in a world of hyperinflation. I just went to Switzerland, expensive. London, expensive. New York is crazy. Everywhere is expensive. So if you know where to go as well in Cyprus, you can still go to Taberna and have a great meal.
Yep.
You can still buy fresh fruit and it really tastes like fruit and that's your snack. And you can do things that don't cost anything.
Yep.
Whether that's a nature trail or, just enjoying the beach walk.
And you still got a lot of high value, as you said, small mountain villages, small tavernas. They can get very, very
reasonable.
Reasonable, yeah.
Exactly. And it's good value for money.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go to a restaurant and pay 100 euros a head, but
Yeah.
you really get good value.
Yeah.
You get a decent portion, you get amazing food, and you get great service.
Yeah. You've got your own podcast as well.
Yes,
and it was
do.
the first podcast I was ever a guest at.
Aw.
Now, it's kind of like asking you, what child do you love the most? But tell me one of your most memorable guests.
Oh my goodness. So it's our third year now of Hotel Talk. It's called Hotel Talk with Farah Shammas. And it has nothing to do with hotels. So it's a very interesting podcast covering inspirational stories and individuals, but we all meet in a hotel.
Yeah.
So everyone I've met either because of this industry in our hotel, in another hotel, and that's the link. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about our industry that connects people, whether people are here to christen or get married in a hotel, to be a member, just to have a meal or have a coffee or stay, we all meet.
Yeah, it's crossroads. It's like airports, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Stories fusing and separating and rejoining.
Exactly. And before we had local village councils or halls, churches, and now I think hotels have really taken over as a great melting pot for that. So that's why I started Hotel Talk. And I think I've had some great guests. I've had royalty from ex-Yugoslavia, Serbia. I've had influencers like Keitel and Lars, Urban Runner Denmark. And I've had ministers as well, Natasha Bilidis and Savas Berdios. Savas was a great one. I won't say he was my favorite. You were all my favorite, everyone. But it was a really great episode to really highlight what we're doing in Cyprus and what Cyprus has to offer. I'm trying to think what else, but yeah, I love them all. Really.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Managing multiple roles. My God, I mean, I've been following you for years and we've been connected for many years. And I want to touch on the book that you're just about to release as well. But you're a mother of, is it 3 children?
Yeah.
3 children. Managing director of Raphael Resort Marina. You have your podcast. You're doing a lot of keynote speeches. How do you manage all of that?
Yeah, I've got a club as well, Farah's Club. Simply put, I love it.
Yeah.
That's the simple answer. I love every part of what I do.
Amazing.
I love being a mum and a homemaker and a wife and having that quality time with my family. And I love, love, love this industry and leading this resort. And I feel that it's my greatest honor and privilege to get to do it and work with so many fantastic people. We have 250 members of our team and they are all just awesome. And they all have their unique stories. Many of them have been on the podcast as well and highlighting what they do. That was another amazing episode with our previous housekeeper. I don't think anyone will leave a bedroom in the same way again, a hotel guest room in the same way again after listening to that. So yeah, I feel very blessed. I love creating recipes, and so hence I've done recipe books. I've loved writing my children's books and even illustrating them. Farah's Club emerged after I started a Facebook group called Cook Vegan, just sharing vegan recipe ideas and what to eat. And then I realized when it hit 6,000 people that there is an interest in this, that people do want to learn more. So I started a community called Farah's Club where people can join for a very affordable price. I was also certified as a plant-based nutrition coach. So I thought, well, this way I can get it to more people at a more affordable price than doing just private coaching sessions, which I don't have a lot of time for. And that's been really fun. And I love writing blogs and creating these recipes and sharing that with people and organizing amazing dinners. Yeah, I can't think. I enjoy it all. So
how do you time manage that? Like, do you separate all the pieces? how do you get into that focus zone where, okay, now I'm going to work on this? Because sometimes we've got a weapon of mass distraction next to us all the time.
Yeah.
So share some tips on that.
Well, that's my next book coming out. I'm close to completing is a book about balancing life. It's called Work Smart, Play Smart, and it will be released hopefully in spring this year. And I really delve into at least my tips on how I manage my personal life, and hopefully that will help many others. So a few things, I'm writing lists. Lists help, especially if you write them down, not only to remember what you've done, but also to feel accomplished. So if you say, okay, I want to do these 5 things today, it might be to get my email box down to 0, it might be, or to do even 20 emails, it might be to call and make that doctor's appointment for your kid, and whatever it is, and you just tick, 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 then you feel like I've done that. So you've already started your day with feeling accomplished and doing something. And of course it does help you not to forget. If you need, onions and carrots at home and you don't write that down, and you go and you get your broccoli and cucumber and you're like, oh, I forgot. Just keep those notes. My biggest, I think, tip is to utilize every minute. And I always do that in my keynotes. I make the whole audience be quiet for a minute and just sit with their eyes closed. And then at the end I say, well, how long did that feel? And they're like, oh, that was a long time. And I'm like, well, you've got 1,000 of those a day. Take out your sleep time and, a bit of extra faffing time. You've still got 1,000 of those. So you can do a lot in that time. When people say I didn't have time to do that, no, you did. Yeah. Like, I didn't have time to call you. No, you did. You just need to take that second. I didn't have time to appreciate my child's artwork. Well, you did. Just take, even that minute can feel like such a long time. And be as organized as you can. Do what you love. Sleep, so you don't feel, get your sleep. Try and exercise to keep your endorphins up and feel healthier. Stay hydrated. And just try and multitask as well. Like, if you want to listen to audios or learn something new, do it while you're driving. We're in the car a long time. We've got audiobooks now, we've got podcasts. So there's a lot of small hacks, and buy the book and you'll know more. Coming out soon. Awesome.
How important do you think personal branding is? I see that you're very good at that. So maybe someone starting out. We live in it's in the information age. And in the past, it was big brands that dominated, the Microsoft and Coca-Cola, and we looked up at those because they had the advertising budgets to get their names out there. But now the everyday person can do that themselves. So can you share some of the strategies that you use in order to get your brand out there, which is a multifaceted brand?
Yeah, it's a tough one, and I don't think I'm an expert on this, but to be authentic. And I think a lot of people on social media are completely showing personas that they're not. Everything's airbrushed, but not just looks-wise, like the whole life. Like, I know people who are on social media in, beautiful dresses and posing and hanging off, their boyfriends and I don't know what, and they're actually depressives, like they're in depression. I get why they want to do that, but that's not helping them, and it's not helping other people.
It's not helping anybody,
Be real, show your real self, and especially in small communities, it's harder to do, and people don't like it. So I think in Cyprus, I've seen it because especially during Cook Vegan days, when I was doing lives every day to share what food people can eat or what I was eating, or to inspire people with easy recipes. Some mornings, and I had Parissa, who was a newborn baby at the time, so some mornings or days I'd be in my tracksuits and I'd probably have breast milk all over me and I'd have no makeup on, and other days I'd be back from work looking all sophisticated, and I had people stop me when I was out and say, oh, you look really nice, your makeup suits you, and why would you ever do lives without makeup on? Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, because that's what I really look like, and it's okay, and I'm not embarrassed about that.
And I'm sure you had others saying, thank you for being without makeup and showing the raw Farah.
And, and showing just both sides of you. And when I first started doing funny reels on Instagram, I had so many people tell me, why would you do that? You're a professional businesswoman. You're letting your your guard down, and people are going to think you're crazy, or have you lost it, or is everything okay with your life? And I'm like, well, yeah, everything's fine. I just have a sense of humor, and I'm okay to show that openly. They're like, yeah, but you run a hotel. Yes, I run a hotel, but I also have 3 kids, and I'm also a person, and I also like to laugh, and I also make jokes, and so showing that side. But I think one thing that people should remember is that on social media, each platform is there in a different capacity. So just like now, we're here, it's a working day, we're doing a podcast, and I'm dressed, I've got my blazer on, and we're sitting all properly. Later on we could say, oh, George, let's meet on the weekend with the kids, and we're going to be wearing our jeans and be relaxed. Or if we met in the gym, we'd be wearing different clothes. If we were in a conference, we'd be different. And it's the same thing with social media. So you've got LinkedIn, which is what we are now, all dressed up and proper in our suits. And then we've got Facebook, which is meeting on the weekends and having a bite to eat in our jeans, and that's a bit more of a community different feel. And then you've got Instagram, which is fun and carnival and out, and let's meet in a bar and have a drink. So each platform is there, and you can show a different side. And I think that's what a lot of people, they just share everything the same and the fake persona on everything, which I don't believe in. I think we should just be a bit more real and honest. And I'm okay with people to see my honest self. I've got nothing to hide. And I don't expect everyone to like me. And I'm okay with that because I like myself. I'm not perfect. I'm work in progress like everyone else. And every day I try and become a better person. I try and read something or learn something or listen to something and be the best version of myself. And I'm getting there. And we're improving all the time. And if people don't like that, that's also okay. Because we're not all supposed to be in love with everyone in the world. Horses for courses. So I think just, be real and, show that. And going back to also having like multifaceted roles, let's say, I think if you're only interested in one thing, there's some people who are just like, that's it, their whole life is hospitality. And that's easier than to show. When you've got many, many different sides, a lot of brand experts will say, well, pick one, you can't be everything to everyone. And I tried that, but now I'm like, no, you can be your real self. And if your real self is someone who writes a book and does keynotes and has a podcast and runs a hotel and wants to cook some vegan food and be in PJs with your kids, and you can share it all and just say, that's me.
And people connect with that because people want to feel, hey,
it's a person behind
it's a person, that. Exactly. It's not just an image. And I think that's where social media is shifting, because maybe 10 years ago it was your perfect pictures that you were posting, but now you're seeing people's daily lives, and that's okay too, because that's what life's about, right? Who's been an inspiration for you, Farah? I've seen you evolve and grow immensely the last 2 decades. Has there been a mentor in your life that inspired you, and what advice would you give to younger women wanting to break into leadership roles, wanting to create their own path rather than following a predetermined path for them?
That's such an interesting question, and it's one that I have asked myself several times. And I'm sorry to say that I don't think I've had a definite mentor. And it's not a regret, because I couldn't have changed that, but it's something that I would wish for everyone to have a mentor. And have someone to really guide them and be next to them and support them all the way. I have had cheerleaders and people who have championed me in one way or another and supported me, and to them I'll be forever grateful. But I never had someone, let's say, in the industry who said, okay, this is how it's done, and this is what you could do, and I was really kind of thrown into the deep end and just had to swim, sink or swim, and I swam. But I was really there, like picking all files out and looking at faxes and just learning the way. And I think it was quite hard being from the owning family, coming into your own business, where people were very skeptical and suspicious and jealous, and a lot of people wanted to see me fail. And it was tough. I think outwardly, looking at celebrities, I had lots of inspiration. I think I was quite lucky to have my British side and be a child of the 80s and have the Queen always everywhere and say, wow, there's the female figurehead. And then have Margaret Thatcher, whatever people think about her, also the first female prime minister. So I just grew up constantly seeing these two very powerful women and never feeling that, wow, women can't do it, even though I was told that. And from the Lebanese side and the Mediterranean side, there was a lot of, yes, but that should be for men, or boys run companies, or da-da-da-da. And I remember thinking like, no, I don't have to abide by that. I can do it myself. So I've fought quite a lot in my life, and I'd say I'm still fighting stereotypes. Yeah, I'd like to say I got there. And I think one of my, let's say, tricks or something that's helped me or been a forte for me, I'm not saying for everyone, but for myself, is I've only ever competed with myself. So I don't have a thing where I've ever been jealous of anyone or been like, oh, I want that life, or why is she doing that, or he. I've been like, okay, well, I did that last year. Well, what can I do this year? So I just use myself as a benchmark to compete against that and keep growing. My advice to younger ladies out there is to be strong, be real, be yourself, find your authentic self. Don't let the side down. I've put quite a lot of pressure I've put a lot of pressure on myself, but I also have high expectations of other women. You know, it's not easy. Women, we've got our hormones raging, and 1 week out of every month, so a quarter of our lives, we're pretty much in pain and not feeling great. And I think that's something that is ignored a lot or not recognized, which is unfortunate. And then, of course, there's the menopause, and there's so many things that women have to battle. And I think they feel that they have to do it silently, but doors are being opened, barriers are being broken down in that respect. Find something that they love, because if you don't love what you do, it's game over from the beginning. So just find something you love, find your passion, be honest. And it's okay to want to be a businesswoman and want to be a mummy. And being a mummy is one of the greatest gifts that I've ever been blessed with. However, it's not for everyone, and I respect that, and I really respect couples, individuals who say, I don't want to be a parent, and that's fine. So everyone can make their own journey in life. Just be real, be honest with yourself, with your work, with your colleagues, try your best. I always say, because I put a lot of pressure on myself for this and for other women, don't let the side down. Like female drivers, learn to park properly. I'm always like, you know, whenever I park and like there's men there and they go, well done, you know, you parked well. I'm like, they're only surprised because I'm a woman. And I'm like, that's so embarrassing. So when I see like women not driving well, I'm like, oh, learn to drive, come on girls.
Give you some more lessons.
Yeah, like, so just in anything. But okay, keep your humor. I'm making fun now, but yeah, just be real. And yeah, if you can find a mentor, do, you know, and now I think it's easier with online. There's so many coaches out there. I know we're a bit bored of seeing life coach, but there's business coaches, there's amazing people out there who can help guide, who will champion you, and find the people who will champion you. You know, if you've got that negative voice in your head, that comes from somewhere and someone. If it's even one of your parents, don't talk to them about that part of your life. You know, cut that out. Still love them, still be close to them, but find the other. Go to your brother who's telling you can do it. Go find your bestie who says go get them. If you don't have anyone, go make new friends. You know, just be positive and know that you can do it. And then give it your best. Learn the most you can. I think now a lot of younger people, they want it all, and they see these influencers and they say, wow, I just want to, you know, only work 5 hours a day and then, you know, go to the beach for the rest. No, that's not life. That's not what's going to make you happy.
That's true.
And I think this is where people are going so wrong. We live in an era where we've never had so much abundance. Food is there, big houses, the cars, everything is there. And yet we have the most depression the world has ever seen. We have the most anxiety. People are simply unhappy. And I'm talking about the Western world. And really, when you look at the reason, and again, I think it's talked too much about find your purpose. Just know you have a purpose and do something you love doing. You don't have to change the world, but you can change someone's world, and that's enough. You do not have to be Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or whoever else you think, Bill Gates or Oprah Winfrey, but you can be a good person. You can change that world for your parents, for your wife, for your husband, for your children, for your best friend. Just Be a good person and find that thing that you love, that you want to get up. And then you won't mind if you work 10 hours a day because you're going to feel fulfilled. Yeah, you'll love what you do. And really, working is amazing. So I don't see why people are shunning away from it.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like to do what you love.
If it fulfills you and it drives you and it energizes you, it's gonna have some difficulties as well, but that's where you grow.
Exactly.
That's where you get stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I work when I'm on holiday and people are like, why are you working? I'm like, I'm not working, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, my husband was laughing, he's like, you started Farah's Club, who's writing all of the blogs? And I'm like, I am. He's like, when? And I'm like, but I love it, so I don't even think of when, it just happens. Yeah, so that's my 2 pennies worth.
I love that, Farah, and what you said about comparison is gold, you know, because comparing is poison. You don't know that person's journey. And someone said, compare from a spiritual perspective, compare to the person that God created you to be. The one that he had in mind when he created you.
Yeah.
That's the only person we should be comparing with.
Exactly, absolutely.
Yeah. Final words.
Final words. Well, I've said, for every problem there is a solution. A favorite quote that I think is used quite a lot. It was used in Kung Fu Panda, I believe. But yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, which is why it is called the present. So really live every moment, every day. Try and be as present as you can. Try and have time without your screens. Try and put your phone away at least for an hour a day, and do a puzzle with your kids, to be there, to really engage with someone, to talk to them, not be constantly checking. It is addictive. It's understandable. Once we know that it hits our dopamine receptors, we can understand why and say, okay, I'm not falling for that trap. And just be present and really enjoy it. And time will not go so quickly if you do. So enjoy every moment. Life is beautiful. Thank you so much. This podcast was lovely.
Likewise.
And I can't wait to share it as well on my pages. And I wish you every success as well.
Likewise, Farah. So much wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.